what you guys think. All right, so with that, let's move on to our next story. So this one is all about Ariana's meltdown prior to Sandoval. Basically, she knew that there was problems in her relationship. She wasn't having any of it. And this story that Lala also exposes also confirms what I said before. When people were like, well, how come Sheena didn't say anything to Ariana? How come Lala didn't say anything to Ariana how come Allie didn't say anything to Ariana if people are seeing the inappropriate behavior, Tom going out at night and with Raquel, this, that, and the third. Well, I think it's because Ariana wasn't actually open for any type of feedback or constructive criticism or any type of, hey girl, something might be up in your relationship. I think she just blindly defended Tom. She would get very super defensive. She'd turn it around in your face, and she wasn't in a place to receive the truth, or at least receive information that would actually be an honest information about her relationship. That's why she went off on Katie. Oh, well, you don't like Raquel, but I like Raquel. I trust Tom. Girl, bye. So I don't think that she was open to it. And then again, and it's even like why producers were taking Ariana's side and just believing her instead of actually pushing the narrative. I think Ariana just wasn't ready to hear it. She really just wasn't having it. But let's go. So this is according to, and do I have a clip for this? Yeah, I have a clip for this too, so we can watch that video too. But let's get into it. So this is according to page 6. And it says, Lala Kent says Ariana Madix had a meltdown about relationship pre-Sandoval. Lala Kent claims Ariana Madix had a meltdown after she questioned Tom Sandoval's motives in last week's episode of Vanderpump Rules prior to his affair being exposed. When I bring it up, Ariana gets furious to the point where production steps in because she says, I'm not doing this. Production always tries to do this to my relationship, Kent said on her Give Them Lala podcast on Wednesday. Side note, Ariana, shut up. Production isn't doing anything to your relationship. This is what your relationship is. If you don't want to be honest about the state of your relationship, which was pretty shitty. It was pretty shitty. Like, I think everybody can just admit that. Then that's on you. But don't blame Katie. Don't blame Lala. Don't blame production for what Tom Sandoval is doing. It's not their fault you're unhappy. It's not their fault that he's cheating on you. And I do feel bad for Ariana. I don't think she deserved what happened to her, but she also has to take a little bit of responsibility for the fact that you were willfully ignorant. You were happily in denial, and you shut down anyone and anything that threatened the fantasy and the facade that you wanted to put up and the persona that you wanted to have about your relationship with Tom. So that's not their fault, Ariana. And it's not necessarily your fault either. I'm not criticizing. I'm not judging. I think it's a very human thing to do. You want to protect your fantasy because the fantasy keeps you safe. It's a lot easier to say, oh, it's Lala, it's Katie, it's production. It takes a lot of strength to say, actually, it's us. It's me. It's Tom. It's our relationship that's the problem. It takes a lot of strength to be honest about your situation. And so I think that's another big reason why nobody told Ariana. And I think that's another big reason why production was trying to protect Ariana and not push the story as much as it could go further, because she was pretty much in a very fragile place and didn't want to hear it. So here we go. Let's keep going. Kent, 32, was referring to a conversation she had with both Ariana and Tom, and when she caught him lying about not being able to leave a party to comfort his thin girlfriend upon learning of his grandmother's death. I want to say it was before Tom came into the camera. I want to say it was before Tom came in that cameras went down because she was very upset that I was bringing this up. Kent added, referring to Sandoval joining the conversation halfway through. Now, we did see that on the show. This was the very end of the last episode. So remember when Lala's talking to Ariana and they're getting all like their goodie bag gifts and stuff like that. And Lala's like, oh, hey, by the way, what happened with like Tom staying at the Labor Day party when you were home grieving the death of your grandmother? And she's like, oh, well, he couldn't get a ride. And she's like, no, sweetheart, I was there. I saw it. Jason was there. He could have given him a ride. Tom wanted to stay, this, that, and the third. And then it does kind of look a little choppy because then Ariana says, oh, wait, you know what? I'm just not going to sit here and defend someone. Tom, you come over. So basically what Lala is saying that during that conversation before Tom comes over, Ariana has a meltdown and she gets really pissed off. She gets really furious and she's like, I'm not doing this. Production always wants to come after my relationship. And so the cameras went down. She chilled out. And then that's when Ariana called over Tom and it was like, and that's why she said, well, I'm not going to stand here and defend him. He can come over and talk for himself and defend himself. And then that's when Tom comes over. But production cut out that whole scene of the meltdown. Again, why are they protecting Ariana and Tom? Like, why didn't they show the meltdown? Why didn't they show the truth of their relationship? Because I'm pretty sure if Lala was having a meltdown, they would show it. They sure as hell show it every time Katie has a meltdown or Sheena has a meltdown. It kind of makes you think, why was production not showing when Ariana had the meltdown? Why were they protecting her? And they told Andy Cohen, because Andy Cohen told it in the video we did before on his Sirius radio interview that he did. He said how production was like, oh, we just followed Ariana's lead. Why? It makes you kind of think, what the hell was production doing? Why were they protecting Ariana? I would have loved to seen her meltdown. What was she saying? What was the gripes? What happened? Why didn't they show that? If it was Tequila Katie, they would have shown that. If it was Lauren from Utah, Lala bucking up, they would have shown that. Kind of makes you think what's going on. That's why now they're scrambling for the re-edits and asking Sheena Shea for footage because they didn't get any of it of the whole Tom and Raquel stuff. So kind of makes you think what's going on there. But let's keep going. Lala admitted that as soon as she saw Ariana react that way, she knew she could not bring up her suspicions about Sandoval and Raquel Levis's too close for comfort friendship. That's exactly what I said. Ariana, and I'm so happy that we have timestamps on this. I think I said this yesterday or before when we were talking about it. Ariana is not someone who was open to any type of feedback about her relationship that did not fit the delusional narrative that her and Tom came up with, that they were this happy, perfect, easygoing, unconventional, modern day relationship. Everything's just so cool, man. No, nothing was cool. Your relationship was a mess. And this proves it. She said, as soon as she saw her react that way, she knew she couldn't say anything. Ariana, just like Tom, was shutting it down. And I'm not judging her for it. I'm not criticizing her for it. I'm not saying she deserved what happened to her. But we have to be honest and critical in like a critical thinking way, not critical in a mean way, about how everybody's moving and behaving. Ariana, just as much as Tom did, was very, very active in having this fake persona about their relationship on camera. They both were faking the funk. But I don't think that Ariana was, I think she was lying to herself and lying to other people about it. I don't think that her and Tom were actually broken up and had this conversation like, we're broken up, let's lie and say we're together. Like he was trying to say on Howie Mandel. I don't think that's true. I think they both knew their relationship wasn't great, but they both did present like it was something that it wasn't, which happens a lot. There's a lot of people in real life, not just reality TV show. That's why they say you never know what happens behind closed doors. I think it's one of those things. I don't think that Ariana was pretending she was in a relationship. I think she was pretending she was in a happy one. And that's a critical difference. And that's where I think Tom Sandoval has been lying, like he did on Howie Mandel. She knew we were broken up. No. She knew you guys weren't happy, but she didn't think you were broken up. Anyway, let's keep going. She did say, Lala, you don't know mine and Tom's relationship. Like, in all fairness, we never see you, Kent claimed. But then after what happened, the cameras picked back up and we did the rest of the scene. During the conversation, Madix became upset after learning that her then boyfriend had lied to her about why he could not skedaddle from a Labor Day celebration. You realize you put me in a position with this where people will think that I'm an effing idiot, she told him at the time. Kent admitted she was suspicious as to why Sandoval stayed behind at the party, but she did not think he was having a full-on affair with Raquel at the time. Months later, Ariana found out that her boyfriend of nearly 10 years was cheating on her with Raquel, who was one of her best friends, for more than 6 months. Again, I think it was about a year. But I do have a clip of this. So let's watch the clip, and then I want to know what you guys think, okay? Here we go.
When I bring it up, Ariana gets furious.
With you.
To the point where production steps in because she says, I'm not doing this. Production always tries to do this to my relationship. I want to say it was before Tom came in that cameras like kind of went down because she was very upset that I was bringing this up.
Okay.
Very. She did say, Lala, you don't know mine and Tom's relationship. Like, in all fairness, like, we never see you. And I'm like...
And that wasn't aired? I
No.
didn't see that. Okay, yeah.
But... then whatever happened, the cameras pick back up and we, do the rest of the scene.
Yep. So you guys heard it from the horse's mouth. Lala confirms exactly what I said before. Why is production protecting Ariana and low-key Tom? So, but at the same time, this is the thing when it comes to Ariana, right? And the whole protecting the relationship. I get it. We've all either have been in that situation or have been friends with someone where when you're in it, you don't want to see it and you don't want to hear it, until it takes something that makes you take the blinders off, until it takes something that makes you it's so public that you can't lie or hide. Like, it makes me wonder, and I think this is a good question. Hopefully Andy will ask it, Andy Cohen, at some point in time to Ariana. I wonder if Tom Sandoval came to Ariana and said, hey, listen, I've been having this long-term affair with Raquel. We've been having sex. It's been emotional. We want to be together, X, Y, and Z. I wonder if Ariana would have found a way to protect Tom. But because the way it happened, or some way to protect herself or to save face, but because it happened so publicly, because everyone found out, because it was such this huge thing, that she had no choice but to be honest about the situation. Because he was doing so much dirt for the last 10 years, and she pretty much the entire time said, I don't know what you're talking about. We're great. He's great. Well, wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about. He's great. We're great. We're wonderful. So I wonder, if it had not happened in such a big way, how all of this would have gone down. But I mean, I get it, when you're in the relationship and you want to believe your own lie, you want to drink the own Kool-Aid, people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it when they're in the relationship. So it is what it is. But put it down below what you guys think about the situation. And what do you think about production protecting Ariana and really letting her run the show? Because I get Ariana not wanting to hear it and wanting to protect her image of her relationship. That's a natural human response. You want to protect it, even if you know it's not good. But it's not production's job to do that. It's production's job to cultivate the truth of the best story. So what do you think's going on with that? Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. So with that, let's move on to our next story.